Okay, I'm about to get started on doing another series to one of my subscribers. I got 2 subscribers. I'm going to do a couple short series too. They're just getting the gist of grabbing this nanocarbon. At least my buddy Rick here is. Rick, and his channel name is A Tripping Sponge. If you want to subscribe to his channel, he seems like a nice guy somewhere in Europe. I've been talking with him the last couple of weeks, and I think he's a real person. And he's a little intimidated by grabbing the imagery because I don't think he realizes yet how easy it really is. It's all around us, so it doesn't matter. Trees, rocks, stones, water, ocean, sky, clouds or no clouds, lightning, the moon. To collect this nanocarbon from our system is so simple, and it's really easy to see. Once you start seeing it, it will become more and more easy for you to see. I'm going to bitch and complain throughout. It's probably going to be, it's a 13-minute video. I could probably get 5 to 10 part series out of this one 13-minute video. It's like 13 plus minutes. And as I go along, I'm going to explain to Rick what to do and not to do. I always assume that everybody sees what I'm doing and they're just going to copy what I'm doing. But then when I first started out finding this nanocarbon, I was doing a lot of similar shit that I see Rick doing in this video. So what he did was he did a 13-minute video of some clouds, so he thought was just clouds. And he didn't really see much in it, so I'm going to be able to show him. This is really great, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Rick, for finally someone real out there to start doing this, because I've been trying to get people to do this for quite a while, and nobody's done this yet. This is going to be my first time that a sub has actually sent me some footage of their own, and I think it's fine. It's all a learning experience, and I think that once we start getting into this and I start showing you guys how easy this all is. So here's the one video that he's got up here 1 week ago. It's already got 6 views. He's already got more fucking views than I get on my... Let's see. Okay, so I don't have any... I did put my computer... I'm going to let Rick know a few things. Number one, my contrast. My contrast is at 44 and my brightness is at 44 on my computer, okay? Turn that down a little bit. One of the things I'll start pointing out, because you're gonna, Rick took this for the clouds, and I understand that because most of my videos are the clouds too, because that's what people get through their head are the clouds. If anything, they even when they see the clouds, they think space aliens, they think God, they think all the religious bullshit they've thought all their lives. They don't understand yet this nanocarbon system that we live in and how it works. I was counting on some of the people that I was making series to wake up the rest of the way if they really were on the awakening. But it does not appear to me that anybody is really truly on the awakening. It appears to me that we just have a lot of actors, 6.8 billion actors to be exact, and they're all full of shit. And if I'm showing you this and you don't see it, then you're full of shit. What I'm going to start out by pointing out is, now see these clouds in the background. This is the beginning of Rick's video. We're only 7 seconds in. And when I first turned this video on, I saw it all immediately right away. I see everything with my eyes now. I don't even need any time. And the same thing goes for all of you. You will see this. Once you open your eyes, you will start to see it. So what I saw before I even noticed in the clouds were these images in the trees. And I'm going to bring you in on them in a second, but I just want to point them out from this distance and this angle. And I want to point out that what Rick does a lot in this video is he zooms in and zooms out, which makes it very difficult for me to grab this nanocarbon and collect this nanocarbon. So if you notice this human face right here, very detailed in the trees, you'll see how the branches come swinging. The little leaves and branches are swinging all over the place to create this beautiful image here. I'm going to go in on it and I'm going to put some contrast on it. Because even right now, what I'm doing, Rick, by the way, I'm going to explain stuff to Rick as I'm going along. What I'm doing, Rick, by doing this on my camera is I'm tightening the pixels. And you'll notice I do that throughout my videos. I put the original videos up, which is what most of you guys see. Those are my research videos. And then I go back and I tighten the pixels by doing what I'm doing here. But I see all this with my eyes immediately, so that's why I'm leaving it here for a minute to try to let you guys see it. Because again, just like with these clouds back here, which I'll get into in a minute. Now, Rick probably figured these clouds are all buried by these trees, and he's okay, because originally he didn't think he had anything. And I'm explaining to Rick, no, you're full of imagery. This whole entire frame right here, I can make a 10-hour fucking video of everything in here by going zooming in and zooming out. Now I zoom in and out. Now is when I go, and I don't use zoom. I don't do this to go in and out. Don't even bother. Don't even bother. Just going to bring your camera right up to the fucking screen. I'll show you in a minute. But while I'm back here, all these trees here are all showing imagery all the way down, okay? If you look at them closely, they're filled with imagery. Here's an image here. Here's the tongue. Here's the eyes. Here's the nose of this image here. Now I can zoom in on this by bringing my camera in, and this nose is going to be another image. This feature here is going to be another image. As a matter of fact, I'm making out other images, all just in the trees alone, okay? Right next to that image is another image. There's a skull here. I can't make this one. Oh yeah, I can now. Here's another one with his tongue out. Here, another one. I don't know what it is. Here's another one here. Canine. There's a canine. It's image within image within image everywhere you go. Makes no difference to me. Rocks, stones, mountains, fields, whatever. What could have been better is if he had some sunlight aiming at these trees or from behind. That would be great, but it's okay. He's got light coming from behind. It's fine. The most distinctive one that you'll see is this human face right here, because you'll be able to pull out all these features. Now down here, again, image within image within image. So if you're not making out this large human face that's really big, then make out this small face right here, which I believe is also, looks like it could be rodent. This one could be rodent, yeah. Looks like it ended up being rodent. Now down here is another human face right here. Now, if you don't make out that human face, look at the mouth of the human face. It looks kind of canine from here. Image within image within image within image all the way through, okay? So you already have it. Now, we're only 7 seconds into this video. And this is what I'm saying about doing these videos. There's no way you're going to bring me anything that I'm going to say, oh, I can't find it. Even when they erase the skies, what I call bringing through an eraser, what they're doing is they're directing the electromagnetic current is what they're doing. They're changing the sine waves. And I'm going to put some contrast on this now. And we're going to look at it again for a minute. My lenses are very dirty. Let me clean this while I'm talking. Now, these dark areas, now again, stay concentrated on the trees. Don't go into the clouds yet. Let's just stay on the trees for a minute, okay? Okay, and I'm going to bring you over here. There you go. So, let me clean this up a little. You see the difference the contrast makes? See what you can get out of the contrast? Okay, the nanocarbon that I'm talking about, this triangular shapes, those triangular shapes right there, those 5 different triangular shapes, right? They're all around us. We're swimming in it, okay? We're swimming in this nanocarbon. And when I tell people about the trees, what I say to them is look in between things to identify the nanocarbon in this situation. In this situation, that's what you got to do. It's kind of like me putting my hand out there and say, see the triangles? See the triangles? Same thing. The nanocarbon directs everything. Everything. It directs all imagery, okay? So I know this is a little hard to understand at first, but you will start to catch it and you'll understand it a little better. So what kind of imagery? All imagery. Everything. We have images all around us, everywhere we look, right? Now, I stay away from anything that has human interference, but I certainly could go into it. It's just that that's the trail that the mainstream and even the conspiracy nut jobs, that's what they want the roads they want us to go down. And I don't want to go down those roads because it's just a bunch of arguing and debating. That's why I stick to the facts and I stick to what most people would consider nature. Okay, so this tree, nobody was up there trimming this tree to this shape to get this human face out of it. Now I can pull back and make it a little more clear so you can see his mouth open from a distance. Okay, so like that, you can get him a little, even if he does have this swooping through his face, you can still see the eye here, right? You can see the nose here, and you can see the mouth here of this large human image. Because it's image within image, it gets a little difficult because over here is another eye, nose, and mouth of this large, possibly human face. Okay, let's go down to the bottom a little bit. Okay, down at the bottom, same thing. Now I'm bringing my camera in. I'm not going to zoom in because I don't want to take away from any of this. So a lot of different faces going on down here. A lot of imagery. Down to the smaller stuff, bigger stuff. So here's one image. You can see the eye, nose, mouth of this image. Well, that image there is actually the mouth and mouth area, I should say, of this other image right here, which looks like a lopsided human. Eye closed, I think. This other eye looks like it's closed. That eye's wide open. Nose, like I said, and mouth of this image here. He's even got a hairdo and shit, right? Then I come down here to this one. This looks more like a... This is going to fall in the rodent category, I believe. This one here. Eye, nose, and mouth of this rodent something or other. There's another one right below it. And again, this is not zoomed all the way in. It's image within image. Here's another one. This one looks like another possibly human face. Eye, nose, and mouth of this image. There's another one right here. It's on the dark side, but you might be able to make it out. It's another human face. Very clear. Got a mustache, beard, mouth right here. Eye, nose, mouth of that image. We got something going on up here because we got an eye right here, but I can't make it out. I probably have to grab it from a different angle. Now that we're down here, let's look up at this other one, right? Because now we're looking up. Before I was up here showing it to you. So now we're down here. It's a little darker. I can also, again, adjust my screen and pull things in, but because I'm down here. Okay, this one here is the one that I was pointing out before, which is just the bottom half of the face, the mouth area of this larger image that I was pointing out to you. But here you can see it a little different, pulling any angles. Everything that we're looking at is lights and shadows, lights and shadows, lights and shadows. Okay, so down here we got a whole bunch of stuff going on. In the trees, we're just in the trees right now. We're not even in the clouds yet. And I'm going to show you when I'm changing my angles on the computer. In other words, throwing my screen back and forth or moving my phone left to right and angling it that way. It does the same thing that I'm doing outside. That's why I'm saying don't zoom in and out. Don't bother zooming in and out when you're out doing the footage. Because it'll only fuck you up and hurt you in the long run anyways. You can do all that when you get it onto the computer, because just like I'm doing now. That's why I took this video right from the beginning, because he hasn't zoomed in yet. Once he starts zooming in, I'm going to lose a lot of this. I'll get more imagery. I'll get the new imagery if he zooms in and stays in, but I don't even know if that happens. I was seeing all this imagery right away. So I'm going in a little tighter so you can catch some of this. You'll see, hopefully, you're starting to make out some of these faces that are in here. Like this one right here, for example. See the big schnoz, the eyes, the image of this face here. There's another one right below it with the mouth open. And I'll try to bring in on him when I move my screen up. Alright, and then you got a bunch of little stuff going on in there. And I can also take my microscopic lens, telescopic lens, and put it on here. Again, look at these branches, how these are branches from a tree creating this imagery, right? That's making this imagery for us. It's not the branches that are doing it. It's the nanocarbon that's all around us. All around these branches and trees is this nanocarbon that pushes everything, and pushes and pulls, for that matter, because it's an electromagnetic system, pushes and pulls everything into place to make all these images for us. So over here to the right, you see this eye, snout of, what is this? Beast? Is it going to fall in the beast category, maybe? It's not quite a feline nose. It's not quite a canine nose. So, could be. Look at all the little details in here. Look at all the small stuff. Look at all the little faces. Here's another face. I can keep circling them all fucking day long. Go through here. Here's another one right here. Here's another one right below it. You'll start to see all these different faces, okay? So let me go up here. So already in the background in the clouds, which Rick was having a hard time seeing, you're already seeing the imagery coming in the clouds right now, Rick. As soon as I add some contrast to this, probably seeing those faces coming in back there. But let's stay on the trees for a few minutes. Alright, so again with the trees, I come in here, now I go through this with my videos all the time, and I could spend a lot more time on trees, mountains, rocks, stones, water, all that stuff, ice. But I try to stick to the clouds for a majority of it, and the moon. I would say the clouds and the moon are my two biggest things. But certainly I do get enjoyment out of doing this. Now again, I can go in deep on this because I'm looking in, I'm seeing a lot of faces. I mean, if you look around, I'm just going to aim because I'm holding the camera right now. I don't really have a chance to point at things, so I'm just going to let you see it. But you see the rodent faces. I see a few different rodents, small ones. I'm going to back up a little bit. I'll come out a little bit. And again, all I'm doing is tightening the pixels here on this video. That's all I'm doing. Alright, I'm already at 17 minutes, and I don't want to go too long because I was going to try to stick these to 20-minute videos as well. So I'm going to jump onto the clouds now. It's going to do one more swoop around so you can see all this as I come around. Now another thing I'll mention, Rick, see how I'm cropping the imagery? I'm starting over here, now watch. I can crop the imagery like this, and it helps. It helps for your eyes to adjust. So you get that image. And there's many images within there, but I'm not going to try zooming in and out because, again, you see what that does. It just confuses you. But look in there. And I can bring it down lower to darken the dark areas to try to, again, add more contrast. Thousands of faces in here. Just in this one square, and I'm not even all the way into it yet. Again, I'm cropping. I'm coming down low, starting from the left, working right, all kinds of different cropping, so you'll get these images. Again, I can't point at them all, but there are a lot of faces in there for you to see. Almost looks like body imagery, but no. I see one over to the right of the camera, but I don't think it's body imagery. No. I still don't have any confirmed body imagery on the ground, only in the moon. Look at it all. I mean, so many faces. Okay, do this last tree up here again one more time. And I could do this in red as well. I'm just using green right now, but I can certainly pull out red. See how I'm pulling back in order to get one image, the larger image, I'm pulling back. Again, lights and shadows, lights and shadows. I'll point out the triangular shapes that are everywhere in the clouds behind these trees and in these trees as well. Look for the spaces between the branches to find the triangular shapes. These triangular shapes push and pull everything into place. I'm going to go back into the clouds now. Alright, so on the clouds, what I'm going to do is, so I have, more ability with my camera. Let's see if I can adjust this. Alright, so again, now Rick is new at this. He doesn't realize that if he just came out from these trees, found a little bare area and just left his camera on a stand for 20 minutes, he'd be better off than all the zooming in and zooming out that he's about to do. It's okay. I'll take what I can get right now. So what I'm going to do is, even though it's a little blurry and it's a little fuzzy and he was having problems because his camera is dying and all that other kind of stuff, I should still be able to grab some of this. So, faint maybe, but still there. Eye, snout, and mouth of some kind of feline. Of course, it's image with an image, so right next to him is another one, and there's another one here, and there's another one here. And they might appear to be a little bit blurry, and we'll see what happens as we go on with the video. But again, they're there. I can see them. It's not a problem for me to get them, and I can try angling and shit like that as we go along. This is only the first video out of a 10-part series I'm going to make out of this one video, so... over here, same thing. I can't keep pointing it all out, but you should be able to see this big schnoz with an eye and a mouth there. It's just image with an image with an... Here's an ape face right here. Feline, canine, ape, rodent, human, and beast is the imagery that this system wants to keep repeating over and over and over again from the veil to the ground. So here, I'm coming up top here for these other ones back here. That one looks human. Looks fairly human. This one here, nose right here, eye, mouth of the human, and then of course right down here is another one right below it. Image within image, within image, within image, right? Like everything else I've been showing you. So it's that one, a canine. So we got canine, human, an ape, possibly feline. And you got this one back here that you can see a little bit through there. Now again, if the trees weren't there and you were wide open and you were not zooming in, you would not be so blurry. I would be able to take you right in a lot closer to what we're doing. So now again, I just pulled back a little bit, right? So I was close and we were a little blurry, getting a little blurry. So now when I pull back, you'll notice I'll get some of the detail again out of it. Right? Because I'm not zooming in to get this. I'm not zooming in to do this because look what happens. I'm just going to get blurry again anyway. That's a real good human face right there. So I'll pull back to here. Now that I've got it in my sights, I'll go up and down for darkness, contrast, adding light, lights and shadows, lights and shadows. So back there, lots and lots of imagery in here. So just for the fuck of it, before I end this, because I'm already at 24 minutes, let's throw a red filter on. My filters are all dirty, but let's just throw a red filter. This is the help of the filters. The filters help dramatically because they're adding contrast. I believe we have lost some contrast in our eyes over the years. Seems pretty apparent to me. But I'm going to run through this now so I can show you that the trees, the clouds, it all holds the imagery. It's the entire system. I don't care how deep of a cave you go into or what, it doesn't matter. Try some angles. Trees. And just because I'm leaving this tree alone here too, looks like it's probably a pine tree. It's full of imagery as well. But again, he doesn't have the sun shining on it. So if the sun was shining on it, I'd have an easier time going in it. Otherwise, I'd have to go like this. And you're going to have too hard of a time seeing it. I see them. I see a lot of it. But you're going to have a hard time making it out. If the sun was shining right on it, then we'd get that a little better as well. Okay, I'm going to come back out so we can look in here. Again, I'm looking in the trees right now. Should be able to see that human face a lot more clear this time. This one right here. Should be able to see that one very clear. There are a whole shitload of them. I'm just pointing out a couple here and there. There's a canine up there right above it, and there's another human face. Just look around in there. Okay, now let's pop over to the clouds again. Now look at the clouds with the red filter. I'm just going to take a ride around here. You get whatever you get, you get. No problem. See what I mean? This is what I was talking about, Rick. I saw this right away. I saw all this. So once you're used to doing it, you'll see it with your eyes immediately. You won't have to fuck around anymore. I know you're probably catching some of the tree stuff, but again, pay attention to the clouds right now. Look what's behind that tree. The clouds that are behind it, we're missing a lot of good stuff back there. Some big, big shit. Okay, so there's a huge human face right here. nose, eye, nose, and mouth right here of a really big human face. Of course, it's image within image, so there's another one here, there's another one here, there's another one here, another one here. They're all over the fucking place. But I'm just trying to give you the gist of some of these. There's a, is that feline? Yeah, eyes are big on this other one. I just angle a little bit and I get another one, which is, I think, feline. Let's see what I get out here. Oh yeah, look at that shit. Oh yeah. Several human faces. More than several. So down here you got this image here, right? You got this one here, eye here, nose here of that one. Then eye of this other one. Then that one breaks into a human face as I pull back. Same thing going on over here. Face looking over eye, nose of this one, which brings you up to this one, eye, snout or nose, whatever the fuck he is, I can't even tell. But his whole face, when I'm right about here, turns into eye, nose, and mouth of a human face, real big. Even got his hairdo. It's got that squeaky. There used to be a thing called squeaky, Laverne and Shirley squeaky. Had that little thing on his hairdo, or Superman wears it as well. Let's see if I can get him back for you. Hold on. There he is. Okay. So I guess that's it. So that's going to be part one for my tripping sponge series. I'll give you the larger one. It's right here. System working together, trees and clouds working together to give you this one, and I won't point it out to you. I'll just see if it shows up. And again, I'm going to put this on my channel as a tripping sponge part one, or tripping sponge for Rick. I'll put it down as. And that's it. And we're only 7 seconds in, just to let you know. Yeah. So we're only 7 seconds into this video. So this is what I'm talking about, Rick. This is why I say getting getting a 20-part series out of this, no problem. I just did a 32-minute video in less than the first 7 seconds of this. So, all right, I'll be back.